Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys right now. Um, I recorded an entire reaction to the Nintendo Direct that happened today. It's actually playing in the background right now, so I can kind of go over points that I really liked and games that I really liked to see. Um, so if you guys see that I'm like kind of staring at my screen, that's why. But first off, Overwatch is coming to the Switch. After so long, I have been wanting this game to be on the Switch ever since the Nintendo Switch was announced. I really like the fact that you can actually use motion controls now. It looks great. It's actually coming out in just over a month. So if anybody's up for Overwatch on the Switch, let me know. I've got every single system in my house that Overwatch is on. I have. And this is going to be no different. This is probably going to be like the game that I own the most copies of. I just love this game so much, and seeing it on the Switch just makes me so happy because now I can actually, if I'm just sitting out, I can just sit on my couch in the living room while my fiance watches TV, and I can play Overwatch on my Switch. How cool is that? Let's see. Luigi's Mansion. We saw quite a few different things from that. There's a Scream Park where you, I think, from 4 to 8 players can play through Luigi's Mansion. But might I say that Luigi's Mansion is not so much of a mansion anymore. It should have been called Luigi's Hotel because that's what it is. It's a multi-layered hotel. Now there's mummies and other monstrosities like kind of going around. Like 8 people, 4 of them Gooigi's, 4 of them regular Luigi's. That's just insane to me. And they just released. I'm downloading this right now. Super Kirby Clash, which is pretty typical for Kirby games nowadays, where they release, a new game, and then there's a couple different modes in that game that they kind of push out and make it its own thing, which I think is super clever, and I'm glad they're still sticking with it. I am definitely going to be playing this. I may stream it when it's finished downloading, which I'm just so happy that God, this Direct was just so full of good stuff. You can play online cooperatively on the couch. It'll be a good time, and it's only 4 players, unfortunately. Let's see what else is next here. And then there's something that I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know exactly what the whole entire premise of this is. This is big. Okay, so this is called Return of the Obra Dinn, which I don't know if it's made by a big studio or if it's an indie game of some kind. But the visual style reminds me that kind of like if the Game Boy could do 3D, or I guess more like the Virtual Boy, but not like migraine-inducingly terrible. I love the art style of this. This seems like basically, if you ask me, it's Batman, the whole system, the detective system from, I think, Arkham Origins did it first. It's this whole detective system where you keep track of people who have died. If you hear cars in the background, sorry, I have the window open. It's hot in here. Basically, you're a detective. You're trying to figure out what happened to this boat that disappeared however long ago, and it just looks really interesting to me. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up, but if I do, then definitely going to see some stuff from me. And then they showed off more of the new Game Freak game. What is it called? Little Town Hero, which just looks so gorgeous. I love it. I love the mechanics they're going with. It kind of reminds me of something similar to, I think it's Dokapon. I think that's the game where you do something and then the enemy reacts, or the enemy does something and you react, and it's basically kind of a counter system, and you use your own ideas to fight the monsters that invade your town, and you don't leave town. That's what makes it so interesting, is you're just stuck in one place while these monsters just invade your town. And his shield weapon is sick, by the way. Really looking forward to this game. I just love the design. I love the monster designs. Just looks like a great Game Freak game. And then the biggest thing that I like flipped out on. If I had the raw video file to show you, you would have seen me just lose my shit. But Banjo was released today at the time of this recording, and oh, I'm playing him. I played a little bit of him before recording this because I wasn't sure if I was gonna actually, because I was very upset that I didn't get my reaction out there, but I was just, oh, it's good. It's so good. Like, you have no idea how good it is. He's released today. I knew that was gonna happen. I called it the moment I heard about this direct that Banjo was gonna get released. And he's a lot of fun to play as. Then they showed off actually a demonstration afterwards. I'm kind of jumping ahead a bit, where Sakurai was playing Banjo, and then they showed off some costumes, and they showed off a little bit of the new character who is SNK character, which was leaked. He's from Fatal Fury. I believe his name is Terry Bogard. Know little to nothing about Fatal Fury. All I know, it's a fighting game, and he's basically kin with that. I know I'm going to piss a lot of Fatal Fury fans off by saying that, but I don't really care. I don't know much about Fatal Fury. But yeah, Terry Bogard was announced. Banjo's out today, so if you don't know, go update your software, get Banjo, play him. I'm definitely going to be having a couple videos on my Let's Play channel as well as on my main channel about Banjo-Kazooie in Smash. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I do want to talk about this whole Fatal Fury card thing. I thought it was so funny seeing all these people just try and grab it and fail. It was actually kind of funny. And then the biggest thing is, and I'm sure everybody saw this, or most people saw this coming, is like, there's no way they could do more than 5 fighters. Well, guess what, buckos? They're doing 5 more after this. Who are they going to be? I don't know. The sky's the limit at this point. They've got a character from Microsoft. They've got a character who is a PlayStation exclusive for a little bit. They've got Terry freaking Bogard from Fatal Fury, and then they got the Dragon Quest character. Who's next? I mean, they'll probably see a character from Bethesda. Bethesda was included in this. That Doom 64 is coming to the Switch. That's awesome. I loved Doom 64 growing up, and I want to play me some Doom 64. Is someone texting me? Yeah, 5 more characters are coming out. They showed off a little bit more of Link's Awakening. Showed a little bit more about that dungeon, Zelda Maker, basically, where you can make your own dungeons. I don't like how you can't... Actually, I don't know if you can do this yet. I think Nintendo maybe just didn't say anything about this, but the only way you can share these levels for Zelda, for the Zelda Maker portion, is through amiibos, which I just don't like. Yeah, it's cool that I can share with friends, but among my friends, I think maybe 4 or 5 of them have Switches, and I don't see half of them that often. So that's kind of boring to me. And then they showed off a little bit more Dragon Quest, and then I don't know if this is actually in any of the other versions, which I think is just the PS4 version. There's a 2D style, which I think is pretty cool. I can see people playing through the 3D portion first and then the 2D portion second. So, I mean, it's a neat little package. And then oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I can't believe I already forgot about this, but, Tokyo Mirage, or hashtag FE Tokyo, or no, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, hashtag FE Encore Edition was announced. It was, for those of you who don't know, FE Encore, or Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a Shin Megami Tensei cross with Fire Emblem, and I loved playing that game on the Wii U, and I'm so happy that it's here. Basically, it's kind of think of like Persona, where, which is funny because I've never played a Persona game. Think of it like Persona, where it's basically turn-based, and then your personas are actually just Fire Emblem characters, and it's just that. It's really cool, really fun game. If anybody is a Shin Megami Tensei or Fire Emblem fan or Persona fan, you need to go buy this game. It's an absolute blast. Then they showed off more of Pokemon. One thing that I don't know if anybody else caught, I might get to that, but there's so many customizable options now you can get besides shirts, pants, and 6 different hairstyles. You got a multitude of hairstyles. You've got outerwear, you've got gloves, you've got shoes. You got basically fully customizable characters at your disposal, and I think that's like a really welcome change. And then they showed off Pokemon Camp, which basically you can just kind of set up anywhere, and you can kind of play with your Pokemon, and you can cook curry. You cook in this game. They're really bringing in a lot of the Breath of the Wild stuff into Pokemon, which, I mean, it didn't make any sense where you went or when you saved in the game, but now I don't know if this is what saving is now, but it makes sense that you would make a camp and you would get to play around with your Pokemon, which is really cool. And I don't know if anybody else caught this, but I'm going to go back here. That whipped cream Pokemon, I don't know the name, I cannot remember the name, but that whipped cream Pokemon looks a lot different than when we saw it, so which leads me to believe that there's going to be different flavors of that Pokemon. Like this one has clovers, and then a couple scenes down you see it with strawberries like when we saw it. And I don't know if that was hinted at the last one, and maybe I missed it, but that was a really nice touch. Right there, strawberries. And then they showed off a couple different Pokemon, which this one's a little wonky. I don't know how I feel about it. It's Poltegeist, cute name, but it's a little goofy. It's the most British Pokemon besides the Corgis so far that I've seen. And it's adorable. I'm still not sure about it, but it's still adorable. Then they showed off oh my god, this is the goofiest looking Pokemon I've ever seen. It's a blue-footed booby. It's like, looks like it's based on, it's a bird, you perverts. It's a blue-footed booby. And what it does, it's got a signature ability that if it's hit after it surfs or dives, it comes back with like a fish Pokemon in its mouth. And I'm not sure if that's an actual Pokemon or if that's just unique to this Pokemon. But it has a Pokemon in its mouth, and if it gets hit, it shoots it out like a missile, which is funny. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's fun. Well, if I say it's funny, I know exactly how I feel about it, but it's a little weird. Interesting, but weird. I'm not sure if anybody else is gonna capitalize on that kind of ability, though. So, yeah, that's just a little awkward. Super Nintendo games. Oh my god, they're coming to the Switch. I knew this was going to happen, and for the longest time I was a little upset that we weren't going to be able to have the virtual console, but I think Nintendo's just like, you know what? You don't need the virtual console because we're just going to give you a shit ton of Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games. Hopefully along the line they'll put Nintendo 64 and maybe GameCube, Game Boy Advance. I really hope that happens. Especially since Banjo's out. I would love to see Banjo-Kazooie return to Nintendo on the Switch. It makes sense since Cuphead is on the Switch. They've got a pretty decent starting lineup. And then another game that I didn't even know existed was, what is this game? What are you? Well, Star Fox is on there, which is Stunt Race FX. That looks like a cute little kart, or I guess a kart racer, a racing game. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think most of these are coming out tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of these are coming out tomorrow, which is really freaking awesome. So, looks like I'm going to be playing Joe and Mac 2 and F-Zero. Oh, it's just going to be good. It's just going to be good all the way around. And then they have the controller, which, I mean, I don't need, but I want, because the Super Nintendo was my console growing up, or one of my consoles growing up. It's really cool. Some more Tetris 99 stuff, and then I guess there's DLC. I didn't even know they had DLC for that. And then they showed off some Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. And might I add that seeing 8-bit Mario and 16-bit Sonic together is a little weird, playing these games. Daemon X Machina, I was really excited for that. Not so excited now. Then this caught me off guard. I have this game on the GameCube. I loved playing this game growing up. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast is coming to the Switch. If you don't know what that is, you play as a Jedi Knight and you go around and you fight bad guys. That's pretty much the premise of the game. I was like, oh my god, this is coming out for the Switch. That's amazing. And then I saw it, and it's coming out on the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 4 as well. So gotta watch my wordplay there. So that made it a little less exciting. But it's not really a little less, but it's really cool to see this game come back. Didn't even know that people like remembered this game. Every time I brought it up in conversation, I think maybe one person who played Star Wars games a lot knew about it. Then they showed off a little bit of The Witcher, some Assassin's Creed, Dauntless, which is a really cool Monster Hunter kind of clone. I wouldn't say a Monster Hunter clone; it's like its own thing, but it's really cool. Then they showed off some new stuff. There's a couple things I'm just going to gloss over. Which, by the way, Farming Simulator 20, Game of the Year. Game of the Year. You just wait and see. Ni no Kuni was announced. Call of Cthulhu, Outer Worlds, Vampire, Devil May Cry 2. That's really all they showed. And then they showed off Animal Crossing. I honestly don't have a lot to say about Animal Crossing because I don't play Animal Crossing. I haven't played Animal Crossing since the GameCube. Looks interesting enough. You build your own base. You can hang out with friends and it's Animal Crossing, just with a few more features, and you can build stuff. You can make axes and stuff. It's basically Minecraft now. Everybody's playing Minecraft, and it's bothering me because I want to play Minecraft. Would you guys want to see me play Minecraft? Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, and I mean, kind of going through everything, and Animal Crossing came out, and the biggest thing, which I was so happy to see this because I've wanted to play this game for the longest time. I've actually got it on the Wii U and I played a little bit, but it just wasn't controlling properly for me. I don't know what was going on with it, but Xenoblade is getting a remake, or not a remake, a remastered or definitive edition. What these remakes and remasters are just making my head hurt, man. It's getting a definitive edition, which if you are a big Nintendo fan like me and want a good RPG and hadn't had a chance to play it, you need to pick it up. Great game. Just great game. Go pick it up. Loved watching Chugga Conroy play it. He's just coming out next year. It's probably going to come out alongside or right before Breath of the Wild 2, maybe. But yeah, real good games, lots of good games. Nintendo, you are on it as usual. So I love this Direct. I loved everything that was coming out. There's a couple things that, kind of meh with me, but overall, everything was really good. A couple things that I really wished I could have seen was maybe another Donkey Kong game. Maybe a little bit more of Pokemon, because I love Pokemon. I'm not entirely sure. There's a picture of Mario eating a watermelon. That kind of just seems like maybe there's either a Mario Odyssey sequel in the works or a remake or remaster of Mario Sunshine. But we'll see along the rinds of that watermelon. Oh God, that's a terrible joke. We'll see that along the line, see what happens there, but I think I'm going to end it here. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, then by all means like the video. If you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon to be notified when you upload again. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitch. Go to my Twitch where I'm going to do live streams and stuff. And enjoy that. So with that all being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys.